First of all, I love doing animated films. It's fun because you don't really have to wear makeup or anything, and or stand out in the cold or go too far away from home. So that's really fun, and you get to play like you're a kid, and but also I thought I looked at the film and it was so beautiful and it was such an interesting story that you want to be involved in it. It's the sort of the struggle and the journey of this young Japanese boy to realize his dream of creating a beautiful, high functioning aircraft and put Japan on the map in that regard. And there, at this point, Japan was in the throes of a depression, and they were very poor, and they didn't have a lot of the technology available that other countries like Germany or the U.S. had. And it was his struggle to get to where he felt they could be and should be. He's a very successful aeronautical engineer, and he comes to visit him in these dreams, and they even acknowledge the fact that they're both having that Jiro's having the dream, and that Caproni is visiting him in the dream. They talk about it, and he seems to come to him at times of crisis or times of need. This is when he has these dreams, when he's a young boy, when he's a young engineer. Um, and Caproni sort of helps him through his life and gives him inspiration. These kind of drops these little pearls of wisdom. But you also see Caproni's failures and as well as his successes. As a parent, it's a great thing to know that you can take your kids. There's a movie that you can take your kids to that you've participated in some way. That isn't always the case. Uh, so that's really nice, and I think it's we know that this genre is kind of disappearing. So it's nice to have participated in it, and just to have it around. Certainly, there's something nostalgic about it. We're not going to be seeing this for much longer. It's going to be the rare person who's going to make an attempt like this again. Um, there's something really moving about it. You feel the person's hand in it, and I always think that's kind of interesting. I think we rely on technology maybe a little too much. It's a fascinating story, a story that I think Americans don't know, particularly since it's a very moving story about somebody who invented what ended up being a very destructive machine, um, and how the reason he did it, and how he never wanted it to be what it ended up being, and how it changed the world and how it changed his life. It's a very unusual story. You can realize your dream, but you're not always in control of it, and I think that's a really interesting message.